most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. I'm your host, Olin, aka MMAnomaly, and not with me as usual is Nano, aka Jive Turkey Nano. Instead, I traded up today. I got the host himself, Ola, the man, the myth, the legend, who heads up the Fight Week Show official. How we doing, Ola?
Oh my God! Thank you for bringing me on today, man. You know what I mean? We're on a no filter show, MMAnomaly. Salute to you, my bro. Yeah, we're finna get it tonight, man. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be here, man, and chatting to your audience, your lovely audience. Big up to all of them, whether you're watching live or playback. We were all in today, man. Let's rock. Let's go.
Let's get it, baby. Love it.
Bro.
So yeah,
do me a favor. Change your mic real quick.
Oh, is my mic wrong? Stop.
It's not only sound, bro. That's not.
There we go. Now we're cooking.
Oh, yes. Right there.
Now we're cooking with fire. Apologies. Thank you for calling that out. My guy, this is why you make such a fucking great co-host. Grimy says, damn, Nano looks different. Brother, you need to get your glasses. Did you lose your glasses again? I'm telling you, this is him. This is Nano. And dude, go Lions is fucking right. Let's go.
Lions only.
Let's go. Lions over Broncos. Lions gross, Broncos fire? Leroy, come on, bro.
That's that Canadian shit right there, man. That's that Canadian shit.
Nano looks hella cute. I know he's been working out. You can see it, right? That little holiday treated him well. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is up with you, Sav Jelly? How you doing? So as you folks know, we did not have a fight card this weekend, which means we don't have anything to break down or react to. So instead, we're going to be going a little bit off the cusp. We're going to be just doing some random topics here. And we're just going to kind of toss it back and forth. So I'm going to start here. I think this is something that I feel like we've all talked about, whether it be you and I personally, Ola, or just, chatting with folks on Instagram or Twitter about this ad nauseum. MMA rules. How do you feel about the current set of MMA rules? And if you could either take away, change, or implement any new rule, is there anything that instantly comes to mind? And sound off in the chat as well if you have any kind of insight on this yourself.
And listen, I like the 12-6. Right down the pipe.
I call that the honk the horn, brother.
Bro, and I can understand why MMA, especially the rules, frown upon it, because obviously the health and safety of the fighters comes first. But they put themselves through so much shit that I'm thinking to myself, what's one more 12-6 elbow? What's one more? All right, I'm down with the grounded rule, and you could see fighters nowadays they play into it. They actually deliberately go to get grounded so they could get themselves out of situation. So they use it as part of a game plan, as part of a tactic to escape certain situations. But the 12-6, like you're already in the you know what I mean? You're already in the trenches when you're in situations where you're getting 12-6, right? And for me, I don't think it's that bad. And as a fan of Muay Thai, like taking 12-6 out of MMA like that, and I know it's not all MMA, yeah, because we know different promotions, they allow certain rules, they allow certain things. So we're talking mainly UFC, which is the mainstream of mixed martial arts. That's where we're really going to watch all our best fighters compete. That's where we're going to watch, all our favorite fighters, get measured, against their peers. And that's where every fighter that we know, every fighter that we've spoken to, that hasn't had the opportunity to be in the UFC, that's where they want to be. So for me, that's the mecca of MMA, and I think that rule should really be allowed. If I could add one, that would be the one that I'd add.
Yeah, 12-6. I mean, like they've allowed it in some states, right? It depends on the athletic commission. It's kind of like the grounded opponent rule. I think that's something that should be allowed everywhere. And I'll go back to that. Like, this is something that I've talked to my significant other about, right? And she says all the time, UFC will never be taken as seriously or respected to the same level as the big five sports, right? Like soccer, football, hockey, baseball, etc. Until they make certain changes. And I think one of the biggest changes, and this is something that she said, is unifying the rules. So if you fight in Paris, if you fight in Florida, if you fight in Texas, if you fight in California, if you fight in fucking Mongolia, you should be fighting under the same rule set. You should not have to change the way in which you fight. Like what's declared a grounded opponent should not change based on where my feet are in the world, right? That should be unified. And then another couple things that I would highly recommend be changed that I'd love to see. Two main things. This is from me. Fouls. If I poke you in the eye, if I grab the cage and it negates a takedown, if I kick you in the balls, that should be a point instantaneously. Fuck a warning, right? Because
no hard warning.
No hard warning.
We kind of get phases of the warnings, don't we?
That's the thing. Like 3 weeks ago, what did we see? 3 warnings for eye pokes?
I'm in favor of that rule, but I think a hard warning and then a point should really hit home. But
I agree with that to an extent, but if I'm John Jones, I'm going to poke you in the eye as hard as I can the first time because I know I'm not getting a point taken. And then your vision's already impaired, kid. And then I'm switching to another dirty tactic. Is it a hard warning per foul too? Because that's a slippery slope. Then I'm going to poke you in the eye. I'm going to grab the fence one time. I'm going to fucking jackknife your shoulder. I'm going to kick you in the cup. I'm picking and choosing one at a time, and I'm doing them as maliciously as I can if I'm John Jones. Or like one of these fighters that we've seen weaponize these things.
Yeah, I mean, we do have those fighters that's part of their game plan to go and do you dirty and gain every kind of advantage they can from doing you dirty and then, taking over the fight that way. So, yeah, you do have a point, but you got a second one.
Yeah, I do. So the second one is, and it goes into what Leroy just said. So Leroy just typed in the chat, add 2 more judges or more, needs to ground an opponent, instant point deductions, warnings given in the back. 100%. I agree with that. So the one that I was paying attention to is the first one. So add 2 more judges. I like that. That's not what I was going to recommend. I was going to recommend open scoring. Because again, the same way that if I tell you in the back, this is your warning, this is your hard warning while you're warming up. If you poke your opponent in the eye, if you kick them below the belt in the cup, if you grab the cage, it is a point. This is your hard warning. Before the fight starts, they don't tell you when you get hired at a job, hey, you have to show up to work with pants on. Okay, kid? If you show up without pants on, you're fired, bro. That's just how it works. And that's what happens when these guys are cheating and or missing weight. So,
right. And if you do pants, do you
I just think that's the easiest analogy to make.
English pants or American pants?
I mean, American pants. What are English pants?
They're different to Americans. Trust me.
I don't even know what that means. Now I'm curious.
Right. Well, English pants, that's your boxer shorts, or what we call knickers for the ladies.
Oh no. Oh, okay. So underwear.
And trousers are like trousers, but you call them pants over there, right?
Okay, so it's like showing up to work without your trousers, right? Like you're in a lot of trouble.
Exactly.
You're getting fired. You know what I mean? There's no hard warning. Like, okay, we'll let you work your shift with no pants. You're getting sent home, dude. No pay. So no pay, no play. That's how it should be. And I also like the reason I'm saying open scoring is because do I think it will fix judging overnight? No, not at all. In fact, there's a chance it makes it worse for 6 months to a year. But I think open judging holds these judges accountable. Like if you see that clearly is judging terribly in round 1, terribly in round 2, and they're picking something completely different, like they're doing 10-8 rounds for the person that's getting 10-9 rounds for the other 2 judges, well, then it's going to show a huge discrepancy, and those judges' names are also going to be displayed on the screen. And they're going to be under a lot more scrutiny. The reason that somebody does something wrong over and over and over again is because they don't have their hand slapped, because there's no reprimand. If John Jones got a point taken every time he did something bad, he wouldn't do anything bad anymore. He would just win fights.
All right. Look, I see where you're going with the whole John Jones thing, and I know your feelings towards John Jones.
But no, it's the same thing with the judges.
We got to live.
Like Sal D'Amato. All right. No more John Jones. No more John Jones talk. But like, all right, going back to the judges though, like Sal D'Amato, right? Like, if we bring up the name Sal D'Amato, it's never for a good reason, and I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to Sal D'Amato, but also disrespect to Sal D'Amato. Like, do a better job at what you're getting paid to do, bro. Like if I did my job as poorly as him, I'd have been fired years ago, dude.
I hear it. Look, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. And if I could add one, it's slightly similar to what you just said, but it's something that even in England over here, in our football games, a lot of fans have said so many times, like, why do refs get to make certain decisions and we don't know why that idiot decision was made? And I feel like managers in football, like players in football, get to do like a post-match interview. I think refs should be asked about certain decisions that they make. So in terms of in MMA, translating into MMA, early stoppages, what was the refs thinking into what a wide range of MMA fans, when you look at the consensus of people, all saying this is an early stoppage. Only the ref can really tell us why it's not early stoppage to them. And sometimes they might have a valid reason that we don't know about, because that's their job. But I think we can have a healthy dialogue and maybe some education to the fans on why certain stoppages that we deemed early, or we deemed, you could have allowed, given a little bit more latitude, and they say no, fuck no, this is why I did it, and we could get educated from it, or we could hold the refs accountable on the flip side of the coin for it. So I think maybe that's something that, I don't know, mixed martial arts could look at going forward, but I doubt it very much. Refs are very, very protected people in all walks of sports.
Refs are protected and preferred, and media, actual traditional media, is not really welcome in the UFC atmosphere these days.
No.
Like we saw what happened when someone actually started asking Dana White real questions. He shut that shit down very fast.
And they get you out of there.
They get you the fuck out. That kid is not coming back. Dana's not going on his show for the podcast or the interview that he promised him. We know how this plays out, right? Like, there's a reason Helwani hasn't been to a UFC show in a fucking decade, like maybe more. So
he asked all the real questions.
He was asking real questions, and Dana don't like that. Dana likes it when you ask him what he wants you to ask him. Who's got the first question? Blue shirt, John Morgan. Like, there's a reason, bro. So moving into the next topic here, when it comes to the impact of weight cutting, right? Would you like to see UFC do anything differently? Like, I know, to my knowledge, there's been 3, maybe 4 deaths in the sport of mixed martial arts. Thank goodness none of those in the UFC. But all 4 of those deaths were related to weight cutting, not the fight itself.
Yeah.
So that tells me that outside of the UFC, there's a vast issue with this. Inside of the UFC, we've seen an issue with it as well. Like, Conor McGregor used to look like Skeletor, bro. He almost got into a fight with Uriah Faber in the hallway because he was cutting weight one time, and they bumped into each other, and he couldn't hold his shit together. Like that shows me that there is a hormonal imbalance and a chemical imbalance with how much weight you're cutting. So with all that being said, I don't know what we can do outside of maybe implementing something like a rehydration kind of clause or setup like they have in ONE FC. But the thing is with that, like 90% of the time that I see it pop up on my feed, these guys are failing the rehydration test and they're still fighting. So
right.
I guess I don't know what the best fix is. Like Alex Caceres said a long time ago that everybody should go up a weight class.
I'll tell you what the best fix is embracing catch weight divisions. That's what I think the best fix is. And these fighters will know going into it from maybe previous problems with weight cuts. They know their limit. And sometimes they don't want to change divisions for multiple reasons. Maybe they think their speed might be affected by it. Maybe the power in that division might be too much for them to take. There's so many variables that, you know, affects choosing your weight class. And you got, you know, well, with your own weight distribution, you got to go to the best weight class that you think you can get the optimum performance from it. So for me, when I look at the issues of weight cut, and it's something that's been brought to Dana White so many times, and he just shuts it down. But he does it sometimes. Like, he's not really adverse to it. I would just like him to be a lot more open to it, you know, especially if the two fighters in said situation agree to catch weight and they agree to a division. So, you know, more divisions, catch weight, you know, even more divisions will solve it. But catch weight will give both fighters a kind of perimeter of, all right, this is where I can get to. Can you
especially
get to
if
this?
It's a short notice fight, right? Like, and we see that a lot these days in the UFC. And Rob Rex agrees with you. He said more divisions. I'm personally in favor of having it every 10 pounds. And I completely agree with that, right? Yeah. Like, why is there such a large gap between 180 or 185 and 205? Like, that's a 20-pound gap. 170 to 185, that's 15 pounds. Like, that's more than a weight class.
15 pounds.
15 pounds.
Is a lot.
When you're a fighter, 15 pounds is a fucking shit ton, bro.
It's
It is
everything.
a lot, brother.
I'm worried about this Jake Paul and Tank.
Tank's gonna get beat up, brother. He looked like a
Bro,
child standing next to him.
I was saying this to one of my friends today, and it was like, oh, I can't wait till Tank beats up Jake Paul. I'm like,
What is he thinking?
I'm like, you got
Has he not
bro,
seen
like,
the size
come on,
difference?
dog.
Does he not know they fight like
Have
6
you
weight
seen both of
classes
them?
apart or some shit?
It's crazy, bro. Like,
What is
come
like
on.
seriously? Tank usually fights at 145, yeah?
And on top of that, you best believe Jake Paul gonna be juiced up too, cause that shit ain't
To
getting
the fucking
regulated.
gills, bro.
That shit ain't get he ain't get really regulated, so he's just
Yeah,
gonna go in
WADA
there
is
and
not
bully
gonna be
Tank,
there.
man.
Jake Paul is gonna be saying, "What kind of shit is that?" No,
I
there's
told
gonna be
him,
no
go
drug
put-
testing
If you're gonna put money on anybody, you better go put your money on Jake Paul because he's winning that
before
fight.
the line shifts even further. Because there's no chance Gervonta. If Gervonta wins that fight, boxing is rigged and everybody knows it.
Yeah, I don't believe he wins that fight.
Gervonta Davis is I believe we see Jake Paul get a second loss in his professional career. I do. But Gervonta Davis is just not the guy to give it to him. I'm sorry to tell you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news here.
Yeah, I said to my friend, I said, look, Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul and he barely beat him. Like, and he's way bigger than fucking.
Barely. That
barely
motherfucker's built
beat
like
Jake Paul.
Squidward. He got fucking long ass arms, bro. Good lord, bro.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
Oh, what's up, Sean Moody? How you doing, man? Long time no see.
Up, Sean Moody.
Grimy said, I think judging needs to be fixed before the rules. It seems like we have two of the three judges watching the same fight and the third watching something else so many times. There needs to be accountability. This is exactly why I'm going to open scoring. Like, if Sal D'Amato is going against the wind every single time and he's judging 6 out of 12 fights, I mean, it's going to be easy to see his name pop up on the wrong side of the truth every fucking fight that he's judging. Alex Pip, Uncle Olin, I'm listening as long as I can, in and out of meetings all day. Smash that like button, folks. Let's go, brother. Appreciate you. Let's see. We had a couple more. Grimy said Matt Hamill beat John Jones. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah, the MMA math calculator is hilarious when it brings in that loss. And if you haven't seen the MMA math calculator and you're a fan, do yourself a favor. Go waste a handful of minutes with that because it's a damn good time. Oh, Rob Rex, let's fucking go. I hate to say it, but this Reyes resurgence is hype. Betting the house on Carlos this weekend. Yeah, you and a lot of other people, man. I'm 60% with you, and 40% of me is betting with my heart. I like
Hey,
I want to see him do well, but Carlos is sort of
if Edwards can put that final nail in the coffin, you see what I've been on in the chat. Like I've been on the fighting nerd's neck. I've been on their neck, bro. You seen how I've been moving. I think Edwards could put, because I thought Charles Borrallo was the final guy, but yeah, Pratis already lost, didn't it? Pratis already lost, right? Then he won another fight.
He did. He lost to Ian Machado Gary.
Right, and
pretty close fight.
You know, could our guys from this side of the pond be the ones that gives Pratis 2 losses?
I'm sorry, bro. I got to tell you, I was talking with Diego Bianchini from The Ultimate Fighter literally 2 hours ago, sending voice notes back and forth on Instagram, and he said straight up, he's
you
like,
need
"Hey,
to get him on Dust Up Shakedown, dog."
brother,
like,
I could definitely set that up. You just let me know which episode you want him on, and I'll set that up. We'll make it happen.
You tell me when it's ready, I will make it happen, bro.
We'll set it up. We'll set it up in the coming weeks.
Brazilian bad boy, if you're hearing this, pull up, bro. Pull up,
dude.
Come on.
He said straight up, he's like, "Hey, the fighting nerds have had a tough run here recently, but we're coming back and we're coming strong." Okay. And has he responded to me? I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything. He hasn't responded.
No, if you ain't allowed to say, don't say.
I'm not trying to burn that bridge. But there's some announcements coming soon for the Brazilian bad boy. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
So definitely look out for that, and exciting stuff all around, man. When it comes to the next topic, let's see here. We have a handful of them. Oh, here's a good one. Cross promotion dream fights. So anybody from another promotion in their prime, doesn't have to be today, right? We're not talking about a 50-year-old Fyodor Emelianenko. We're talking about a 30-something-year-old in his prime, against any current or past UFC fighter in their prime. So, I'll take the lead on this one. I feel like I've kind of fed you to the wolves on a couple of these first. My dream fight, it's got to be John Jones versus Fyodor Emelianenko. Prime for prime, light heavyweight, doesn't fucking matter. I feel like that would be an extremely entertaining fight and an extremely telling fight, because they both fight very, I don't want to say maliciously, but they both throw everything with venom, and it shows. And I would be curious to see what happens when John Jones has someone that is built like a brick shithouse in front of him, that when he punches, he just kind of keeps the same exact face and demeanor and just moves forward through the fire. So yeah, I'll let you think about yours. While you think about yours, I'm gonna pour up the first shot of the show here. I've been asked in the DMs to do one, so here we go. This one's for you and for the chat. Cheers. Let's fucking get it.
Cheers.
Make sure you've already liked, comment, subscribe.
Thank you for actually leading with that one and reminding me. You just reminded me about something. You owe me 2 shots, god damn it. I ain't seen it yet. Oh, you remember now.
I sent those in the WhatsApp.
I didn't see it, bro.
Brother, I will send you the video again. I did 2 back to back. I dropped one of the cups.
You ain't tagged me either. No. You ain't even tagged me. That means that's for the chat. That went for me.
Oh,
you
fuck
owe
up.
me.
Did you watch the video? I said this is for the bet I lost, bro.
You owe me. You ain't tagged me. I ain't seen it.
Well, then that was one of them, you fuck. I'll do the other one in about 5 minutes.
I love you, bro. Come on, dog. Hey, listen. If I was gonna pick one, it would have been MVP versus Wonder Boy in their pump. What MVP was doing before, and I'm talking the Wonder Boy before Showtime Pettis got to him, right? Because that was his first knockout, and that fucking knockout was that was lethal.
He invented another new strike for it. Like, the dude invented the Showtime kick, and then he invented the Superman hook.
Bro, that was fucking awesome.
Superman hook off the cage, brother. Like, fuck out of here.
To a fighter that's never been knocked out in his entire career, man. That was crazy. So I would have loved to see both of those guys in their pump, you know, at the time when you know MVP was just starching people in Bellator, and we knew it was better than Bellator. We knew it could compete, you know, over here in the
MVP
UFC,
that did the double spinning front kick or the tornado kick and did the no look finish. That version of MVP versus the Stephen Wonderboy Thompson that knocked out Johnny Hendricks.
This is what I'm talking about.
That's the fight.
Like, bro, talking about cross promotion, that definitely would have been one of those. Man.
That'd be fire.
And we're both grappling fans, right? We've just chosen strikers.
That is hilarious, actually.
That's crazy, right?
That is funny. That is funny. All right, you know what? All right, hold on. Let's see here. We got to do a grappling one here. I have a name. I have a name. Let's see. I forget what weight classes did he fight at because I think he fought at 2 weight classes. This is fucking gay. Let's see here.
And while you're pulling that up, the other one I would have loved to see is Rug versus Francis Ngannou. I would have loved to see them two. And even right now, I don't know if it's something PFL can liaise with one championship, but I think that'll be a phenomenal fight, bro. You know what I mean, Rug, Francis Ngannou. I'd like to see both of them on the cross promotion, you know, put something together.
All right, I got one that's gonna make your grappler fan nipples hard here. Kevin Randleman, Prime Pride days.
Oh my days, Kevin
versus
Randleman.
light heavyweight Prime DC Strike Force.
Oh Lord of mercy.
They both got crispy boxing, both have surprising power, and both are grappling powerhouses.
Bro, I love DC, bro. I still go Kevin Randleman.
I got Kevin Randleman too.
I still go
That guy's a freak.
He's a fucking unit.
He was the original Yoel Romero. Homie was built in a fucking lab.
Bro, you're not supposed to look like that and be able to grapple the way he does.
He looks like a bodybuilder, dude.
Bro, that hurts. That hurts just thinking about it, man.
Yeah.
It hurts.
When you see this guy, like he's built like a fucking action figure, like a G.I. Joe. And every time he would hit somebody or slam somebody in Pride, I was just like, that doesn't look good. Like other times you see guys get knockouts, TKOs, and you're like, yeah. When Kevin hit somebody, I would just be like, ugh.
For the younger fans that are watching right now, if you do not know about Kevin Randleman, please, I implore you to go and look at some of his old fights. Phenomenal. Yeah, it just makes you fall in love with violence, bro. Like on a different level, man.
And then if we're talking on a just UFC level, not cross promotion, but if we could just get like a prime for prime kind of fun fight, this is another one that came to the back of my mind. Just because I'd love to see how current era stacks up against OG era, right? Give me my guy, my favorite, Dustin Poirier, coming in there against a prime Jens Pulver, Little Evil, the original lightweight champion of the UFC.
That's a good one still.
That'd be a nasty fight.
One. That's a good one. I mean, in terms of even like fights we never got versus, you know, the Khabib Tony Ferguson still rings bells in my head, and that's just down to what those two were capable of doing to their opponents. And I mean, there's this famous picture of what Tony Ferguson done to his opponent, and there's like 7 or everybody's all bloodied up. It's just gnarly to see. And Tony Ferguson on that, I can't believe I'm saying this because Leroy will be fucking like, I give you Tony Ferguson some props here. I don't usually do that. I'm a Tony hater, but as a realist and someone that just loves the sport and just loves violence in the way that Tony Ferguson entertained us with, like, you can't. If there was a time warp somewhere to say we can go back and actually make one of those 5 chances happen, and if there's a fight that I could swap for it, I would give up Gastelum and Izzy to watch that fight. It is prime. That's how deep. That's how much I wanted to see that fight, bro. I will give up Easy and Gastelum fight to have that fight in their primes.
Might be worth it, man.
Bro.
It might have been worth it. It might have been worth it. Going back to judging, this is going to be a fun topic, and I know the chat is going to fucking love this one a lot. Can't wait to see the comments roll in. Let me go through some comments real quick, actually. Rob Rex said, really need to shut down weight cutting somehow. That eliminates a lot of this nonsense weight cutting tradition to get the advantage. Cut maybe 5 to 10 pounds and be done with it. I agree. Like Alex Caceres, when he went up to lay weight, he straight up said everybody is cutting 20 to 25 pounds, 20 to 30 pounds. If everybody went up one weight class, they'd have much easier weight cuts. Everybody would be healthier. The fights would probably be more entertaining as a result. I hope not. I'm betting the house on Tank when that comes. Jake wins the first couple rounds, but they got 30 minutes in there. I'm banking schools him in the last couple rounds. I mean, maybe. If it's not Umar Nurmagomedov versus Ilya Taporia in now times, I really would have liked to see Prime Ben Askren versus a Khabib. Oh, that would have been fun. Prime would have had him on size, too. Ben would have had him on size. Ben was like 30 pounds heavier than him in his prime, at least. Where she didn't spend his career with the UFC hating him. Dude, 100%. Like, you're talking about a guy that it was one of the guys that knocked out MVP in Bellator, actually. Before that guy made it to Bellator, I think it was in Risen, Ben Askren fought him, and he schooled him so bad at one point, he got on his back like he was a bull and was doing this, looking at the camera while he was riding the dude's back in the middle of a fight, like in round 3. Askren was a different animal back then, bro. Like, if you told me I could Thanos slap and just change the timeline in one way for MMA, Jorge Masvidal wouldn't have got that knockout.
Yeah.
Because I know if that knee doesn't land, Ben ragdolls him with one hip or with half a hip.
That's a 1 in 10 fight.
Yeah.
Of pulling that stunt off,
brother.
And it's the most famous one. Like you got to look at it because fighters operate in moments, right? They deliver in moments. The things that they do to etch their name in not just in history but in your mind. Like for years to come, you're still thinking about that fight. It does come down to moments, and Masvidal found one. Masvidal, he found one. He found the perfect one.
That moment will forever live on in a lot of people's memory.
Bro, that was a toe curler, bro. Like it was
bad.
That was bad.
Jumping down and doing the WWE style count out was nasty.
That was super necessary, Doug.
Super necessary, bro. Super necessary. Like, you're talking about moments that live forever in the minds of the fans. Like, you're speaking to the choir, bro. Like, or preaching to the choir, right? Rashad Evans, I would tell you, is my number 2 fighter of all time. He was my first favorite fighter, I would tell you. Yeah. And one of those memories that lives rent free in my mind. Like, I sometimes wake up and literally just think first thing in the morning, fuck, it was a good blast double. That fucking fight against Rampage, bro. Like, after all the turmoil and shit talk, like, treat me like a bitch then. Treat me like a bitch then. And then he went in there and Rampage, he made him swing heavy and miss heavy. And just the quick, and that quick blast double jab to a blast double leg. Oh,
I still say to today, bro. Still say to today. My favorite fight ever. It was a punishment, bro.
Oh.
GSP versus Koscheck.
Oh.
In Toronto.
Yep. I hated Koscheck.
Right?
Who didn't? If you watched Tough, Tough, you hated Koscheck.
Colby tried to play out of his. I don't even think Colby was that good playing out of Koscheck's playbook. Koscheck was ridiculous at what he does.
The difference between Koscheck and Colby is Koscheck believed everything he said. Like, Colby's doing a bit. Like, you're laughing because it's true, bro. I've said the same thing about Nick and Nate Diaz. Like, Nate Diaz, when he's talking all that shit on the mic, 80% of the time, maybe 90% of the time, he doesn't believe what he's saying. He's just saying it because he's from Stockton and he knows that if he says some trash, he's going to get a rise out of you. It's the same thing with Colby Covington, but Josh Koscheck was just a malicious dude.
It was horrible individual. And after that tough season,
this is a poll question right here. Does anyone like Josh Koscheck? There's always like 1%. right? But I'd be hard pressed to say maybe 1% of MMA fans.
And
actually
GSP
like
likes
Conor.
everybody. He don't like just Koscheck.
Fuck no.
It was crazy.
He
man.
unloaded on that guy.
To do what he did to him in his backyard was
beat that boy up.
That's my favorite fight. Like if gone to my head, I had to pick like that's my go-to fight right there. I've watched it so many times, bro.
If we're talking favorite fight of all time, like a fight that I've watched more than any other fight, I would tell you there's two that come to mind.
Right.
Rashad Evans versus Chuck Liddell. That knockout is just, I mean, just fan-fucking-tastic as a Rashad Evans fan. And nobody thought he was going to go out there and do that to the Iceman.
Yeah,
He iced the Iceman. And then 7 years in the making, Ola. My boy, one of my best friends, Drew, he was the biggest Conor McGregor fan I'd ever met until recent years. And when Conor went out there and got that nasty finish over Dustin Poirier after all the trash talk, like your mom is probably your uncle is probably your dad, Theo or Cletus.
Your wife is your husband,
brother. Like he was talking all kinds of trash, and I'm from Louisiana, so as Michael Jordan would say, I took that personally. And then to watch him go out there, whiff on the hook, turn his elbow in, hit him in the back of the head with an illegal shot, and then follow up with like 3 of his 5 finishing shots be illegal as well. That just sat in the back of my head and I hated it. So for 7 years, Drew talked shit to me. And I was like, just wait. If there's ever a rematch, Dustin's going to murder your boy. Inshallah, he's going to smash your boy. And I'll never forget that night. We did, it was our first time ever doing the Hot Ones Challenge. I'm sure you've seen it on YouTube. We ordered all the sauces from that season. We said we're going to do a Hot Ones Challenge while we're watching the fights. We got to the second spiciest fucking wing during the Dustin Poirier fight against Conor McGregor. And watching Conor get knocked the fuck out. Like, just beat the fuck up and outboxed by the better fighter in Dustin Poirier. I'll be honest, it made those wings hurt a lot less, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it will do. And those eras there that you're talking about, I mean, those eras were so fun.
I feel bad for people that got into this sport like a year ago.
Oh, man. Those eras were so fun, man. And look, Grammy put one there on the screen, Dillashaw Barao, and that's a shout and a half.
My boy Drew was at my apartment for that one too, and I was the only person in the apartment going Dillashaw. And he literally, 30 seconds before the fight, when Bruce is like doing the readout, he looks over and he's like, "Look, I know your girl's here. I know we have a lot of people over, but just blink twice if you know you're wrong." And Barao's gonna come out here and house your boy. He's a fucking minus 1,000 favorite. And I don't think I've ever went so long in my life without blinking. I stared that man in the eye, and I was like, "Drew, get fucked."
Bro,
that fight was nasty.
Let's have it right. Dillashaw turned Barao into a bucket boy. Literally.
Dillashaw, if you think about it, Dillashaw is what
corner guy. It was the bucket boy in the corner, bro.
He was, yeah, couldn't even
That's
be water
what
boy
Dillashaw did to that guy.
Brother, like, if you think about it, like, really think about it, Dillashaw, I think, was the start of what we're seeing with the fighting nerds, right? He was what ruined Team Nova Uniao.
Yeah.
Because they had, 3 champions at that time?
You're not wrong. Yeah, for real. And they hadn't lost
They had
in a
Edson
long
Barboza,
time.
they had fucking Jose Aldo, and they had Hayden Barao.
And Barao, yeah. They hadn't lost for donkey.
And they all died in the next year and a half.
People blame USADA for that. Do you believe that?
I don't want to. But I don't want to, but
the proof is kind of in the pudding to an extent.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall. I was gonna say the writing's on the wall. Proof's in the pudding. Same shit.
to some extent, and my extent is what Aldo showed us.
Cry me, Burrell hadn't lost in a decade before that. I wish sports betting was legal in California, dude. I would have fucking cashed so heavy that night.
No, that was crazy, man. That was crazy.
Man, if Pharrell was on EPO, it would have been over for TJ.
Lot of the pies. Oh,
hey, man. Is that your first comment in the show you just entered with that?
Comment.
That's fucking incredible.
That's a sick comment, dog.
TJ was on EPO under USADA, and Lance Armstrong and most other cyclists were on it under USADA. Yeah. TJ was juicing. As Cody Garbrandt said, he used to teach the rest of the team how to juice and get away with it. So fucking wild. He also ended the winner of Ultimate Fighter, was it 29 or 28's career in sparring, TJ Dillashaw. Hit him with a flying knee in sparring with no knee pads on, concussed him heavily, and
I almost
the guy
want to
had PTSD.
believe that's the one time TJ did it, man. But like,
There's no chance. There's just no chance, bro.
that brother knows his way around
That's
the
like
juices,
saying the
man.
3 times John Jones was caught. Those were the only 3 times. Hey, you did that one to yourself.
You know when
dog.
you're a fan. You know when you're a fan of some, and then that comes out, and then you just think to yourself, God damn.
Like, how did I like this
why,
guy?
why did you have to do that? Like, I fuck with you heavy, bro. Like,
You feel like
why?
Adam Sandler? You blew it!
Like, you fucked it up, bro. Why did you have to? Why? Dillashaw was one of those guys, but I just love the character. I love what he brought. His fighting style, everything about him, man. And that shit came out, and I was like, holy fuck, we can't do this no more, bro. I can't
Really
fuck
can't.
with you like that.
It's tough. That was me. Like, I was a huge TJ Dillashaw fan. I liked him since his season on Tough. And then when that came up about him like failing multiple drug tests, I was like, bro, this guy sucks. And then I go back and I look at his physique and I'm like, there's no way he wasn't on the juice the whole fucking time.
He's been right there on our noses, man. He
You
was
don't
right
look
there.
like that at 135, bro. Like, that guy is bigger than me.
It's right there. It's always been there.
Fucking stacked, bro. I'm 195. He makes me look like a fucking tiny Tim over here, bro.
Wolf in sheep's clothing, man.
Grimy said, a fighter I want your opinion on if he's in today's UFC. Shimmy Schilt. He was a heavyweight. Hightower. Kickboxer. Long, lanky son of a bitch. Like, hold on. I need to Google him.
No,
He's
that's
definitely...
that's somebody I was just gonna say. That's somebody I got
Yeah. Dutch kickboxer and karate guy. Oh, yeah. K1 World Pre-winner. And he fought for Glory. I do remember this guy. This guy was nasty. He looked like a character from a Rocky movie.
Oh, one of those guys?
Yeah, 6'11". And yeah, I think you actually threw his name in here earlier. Hold on, let me scroll up.
Yeah, he did.
You matched him up against somebody.
He said
Was it
him and
Volkov?
Volkov.
Yeah.
He said him and Volkov.
I think I was literally, as soon as I looked at his height, I was like, dude, Volkov and him would probably match up well. That is what you said earlier. I think that'd be a fun matchup.
Yeah, I feel Volkov whoop his ass. I'm a Volkov fan, by the way.
At 6'11", I think he does well. He had really good low kicks. If memory serves me correct, I need to go back and watch tape on him. But if memory serves me correct, he had pretty good low kicks and a really, really crisp boxing style, just like straight out with his hands. A lot of good straights. I think he does well in the UFC today.
I mean, at 6'11", he's gonna have a reach over everybody. Your boxing better be fucking crisp. You know what I mean?
Just
Your boxing
big
better
brother?
be crisp. Like one of those. Like, come on, nobody's got a chance. 6'11".
That's what I was gonna say. I think the only people that can beat him are like a Shamil O'Neal Gaziev, right? Like somebody that can be a blob on top of him and really just suffocate him with grappling. But yeah, I think he'd fare well if he was in his prime today. What TJ Dillashaw should have been, but that's reasons more. We respect Henry C. Even with the cringe, he did legit save the division publicly, put it on the line, and exposed him. Great moment. I completely agree. And there's actually clips that have come out in recent years of TJ Dillashaw behind the stage or behind the scenes, saying that he is coming in and Dana White is basically paying him like a hitman to kill the leader of the flyweight division so they can eradicate it. He's like, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to kill the flyweight division, and when I do, Dana's going to pay me an even heftier bonus for being a hitman, and then I'm going to come back to my own division, and we'll just continue shop as usual.
Yeah.
Didn't work out for him so well, did it?
It didn't. And look, you got to show, because a lot of people fucked with Henry Cejudo after the tough season he had with Benavidez.
Did you know that he's an Olympic gold medalist? I don't know if you've ever heard that.
I mean, I don't know if he's told everybody, but if you ain't know, that's why it's called Triple C. But you know, a lot of people wrote him off after that tough season, and he came back strong. There was just something about Benavidez. He just had Cejudo's number, didn't he? He just knew how to beat him, and every time they met, it's almost like the same result. But then Cejudo came back and just built some wins along the way to the point where they had to give him that shot. And he literally took everything Dillashaw ever worked for, bro, in both divisions. Like, came to bantamweight, took the strap, and said, yeah, come down, flyweight and see what happens. My man had to go in juice and still lost. Hey, you got to bend the knee for Triple C, man. You know what I mean? He literally saved the flyweight division, man. So, fair play to him.
So, check this out. I thought this was ironic. I just opened up my Facebook so I could post a link to the episode real quick. And when I did, Facebook reminded me with one of those 8 years ago today. This is where you were. This is what you were doing. This is where I was 8 years ago. Pretty ironic that I just talked about the guy.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Wow. Come on, bro. Also, your boy was about 45 pounds lighter back then, as you can see. Oh, man. Yeah, Fyodor was terrifying in person. Mary walked away and literally said, I'm going to leave you boys alone so that way you can fanboy out. He's built different, bro. He is definitely built different. That was a free meet and greet just at a Bellator event. I got to tell you, Bellator events, as far as the stuff they do for the fans, they used to shit on UFC events, bro. Back when Bellator was a thing. Like free meet and greets, free activations. It was basically like a miniature UFC X inside of every Bellator event. It was pretty cool. Went to a couple of them to cheer on my boys at AKA.
Like they were even paying better than UFC.
They were. The issue is the inactivity. They were like hire somebody like a Rory McDonald. They give him one fight every year and a half, 2 years. Like it was tough. Yeah. This is the second one for you, brother. Got it poured up, got it ready to go. No half shot bullshit. Got it filled to the top.
Bro, you said somebody gave you a shot in the DM to do a shot. You dedicated this shot to them.
Okay, all right. This is the first one for you, you fucking dick. Okay, this one is officially for Ola.
Just like you stuck the 50 pound on me and then twisted on me and told me, no, you only bet in dollars. You know what I'm trying to say?
This is the third one for Ola here, okay, folks? Cheers, Ola. Technically. Fucking
cheers, brother. Salute. I always get paid, man. I like
this
to get paid.
This is some whiskey that Mary brought me back from India called Indri. And
oh, word.
I got to be honest, it's so strong. I see why they call it injury, because if you drink too much of it, you will indeed get an injury.
Trying to say that at the same time.
Let's see. What's crazy to me is I asked some fans if they seen Grip versus Bonner fight, and they say no, and I just shake my head. Bro, don't shake your head. God. Invite them to your house, Grimy. You gotta let those people under your wing. You gotta show them. Load up UFC Fight Pass and put these boys on. You know what I'm saying? These boys don't know game. You gotta do it to them. You gotta show them. You gotta show them what it's all about, brother. Now, moving into a controversial topic here, right? We've seen it before. We'll see it again. Hello, Miss Ola, over there off to the side. Boxing versus MMA promotion, cross promotion. Biggest payday we've ever seen for Conor McGregor was obviously in his fight against Floyd Money Mayweather. Makes sense. His nickname's Money. Now we're hearing talks of Terrence Bud Crawford versus the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Spain himself, Ilia Taptoro. Stand your fucking base. Now, two level question here. One, what are your thoughts on the chances that Ilia actually has against somebody like a Bud Crawford? And two, do you think that this is good or bad for both the sports of boxing and mixed martial arts?
I'll start with the last question. I don't think it's bad. Because both of those sort of sports genre and, you know, even promotions, they're good. I think they're good for each other. Talking trash, but we both know one won't come to the other. The other will venture to, so MMA will venture to boxing, but boxing wouldn't really venture into MMA because they know what happens. And it's crazy that, you know, the only person that's really shown she got balls, she do, right? It's Clarissa Shields, coming from boxing into MMA and actually simultaneously competing competitively in both sports. I've not seen it yet with the guys, but a lot of MMA guys go into boxing, and and that's why Ilya was now transitioning into your first question. Ilya was dropping that talk to Bud, and to some extent, even that question coming up, and Ariel bringing it up to Bud, and Bud, dismissing it the way he did, he still talked about it. It was still brought up. And if we're talking about chances that it happens, I don't think Bud entertains it because of the type of money Bud been making his whole career. Like Topuria ain't never seen that kind of payout. He ain't never seen that kind of payday.
Topuria, as much as he tries to do his best Conor McGregor impression every day of the fucking week, right?
Exactly.
Like, he's not Conor McGregor. He doesn't bring the same eyes. He doesn't bring the same hype. And Mayweather knew that there was something to gain in dethroning UFC's biggest guy. He's going to get a 2-for-1 special. He's fighting someone outside of his realm that people think is a better fighter, even though they're boxing. And B, he's fighting a bigger guy who is coming down to fight him significantly, right? Or to an extent. He's still cutting weight. And he just knew that there was going to be a different subset of eyes. Like, realistically, all the people that are watching Ilya, even if 30% of them watch boxing, there's not enough stance or kind of weight in this fight for Terrence Crawford to sign that dotted line. Doesn't make sense. No. He's also bigger than Ilya, like size-wise, not just fame-wise. Yeah. And like you said, like, he's been getting paid these top-notch boxing paychecks his entire life. Like, he would almost have to take a pay cut
for him.
Like, he'd have to take a pay cut to fight Ilya. Ilya literally brings nothing to the table. It's like inviting your poor friend to the potluck. Like, you're just inviting him to eat free food at that point, kid.
Literally, like, Ilya does nothing for somebody like Bud, anyways. No. And I really do not see. I mean, if you look at even the Mayweather situation, like Mayweather was talking about, you got to pay me $100 million just to fucking talk to you guys about the possibility of this thing happening. And if I do say yes, I want another $100 million. That's 100%. That's the type of fees that Mayweather was commanding, and I think Crawford is in that position if they really wanted to do it. And like you said, Ilya don't even have that kind of buzz. But even if they entertained that and really wanted to do it, and Shake Turkey, all of a sudden, because he
don't do the Dana White. Don't call him Shake Turkey, bro.
Hey, bro, he is what it is. We got Sheikh Mansour. We got Sheikh Mansour over here. We got Sheikh Abdul Wahab over here. You know what I mean? We see them over there at Man City. We see them over there at Manchester City, bro. We see them over there at Newcastle,
That's
bro.
Not his name, bro. It's Turkey a la Sheik.
Yeah, you just Turkey to me, bro. Like, Shake Turkey.
Just call him Turkey. Bro. Don't call him Shake Turkey. Don't do the Dana White, bro.
Hey, bro, Shake Turkey, man. Alhamdulillah. Hey, listen.
He said Shake Turkey. That's the funniest shit, bro. I went on a whole rant in my household about how Dana calls him Shake Turkey every fucking time. And then you come on here and you're like, Shake Turkey.
Shake Turkey.
That shows where the fan base is, though. People are hearing Dana say it, and they're like, he's saying Shake Turkey 32 times in a press conference.
Sounds all right.
Shake Turkey.
They're paying him to say Shake Turkey, bro. Like, why can't I say it? They're paying him to say Shake Turkey. That's what I'm trying to say. God damn. Anyway, I think he got that kind of money to bring Bud to the table if Ilya could really draw those eyes. And look, I know Ilya got people around him with deep pockets. That would really, you know what I mean? But it's deep pockets versus like the spectrum. Like, if we go back to the Mayweather Conor McGregor, if you zoom in, the poster's right there. Mayweather Conor McGregor, right there. Just like the press conference, sold out fucking arenas, bro. Like, that shit was I think they sold out Canada when they did that shit. Like, it's crazy the amount of money that they got, that that they made out of that, man. They made a whole spectacle out of it. It was fantastic to see, and that's why I addressed the first part. I mean, the second part of your question.
I think it's the second highest pay-per-view gate for a boxing match ever, right? Like it's something crazy like that.
It's wild, and like I think cross promotion should be encouraged, man. You know what I mean? And for somebody like if one of them sheiks can put down the money, why not? I'll watch it. I mean, I'm gonna watch Tank and fucking Jake Paul, regardless of what the fuck's going on, the weight differential, you name it, I'm watching it. It's still violence.
We're gonna watch it if it's skilled violence. I mean, is there gonna be a circus act? Maybe, possibly. I watch Fight Circus.
It's still violence. Sign me up.
So if you're not watching Fight Circus and Blob Tang, the fucking overweight Muay Thai fighter who smokes a joint right before he goes out and smokes his opponent, you're missing out as an MMA fan or as a fight fan in general.
I watch backyard fights all the time, bro. Like fucking people that got no business being in backyard fights, they get in there, get their ass whooped, and they're out of there. It's still
that
violence,
way. Fucking let's go, dude. Dang. Ilya should be worried. Should just worry about becoming double champ instead of boxing. I completely agree. Ilya better fight Gaethje. I don't see that happening WMC, but I'd like to see it. He's already double champ. Technically, he's not. He held both belts, but they stripped him of the first belt before he held both. Dana revealed the area that they are going to build at the White House. Yes, he did. We'll get into that topic as the very next topic. Grimy said, Owen, did you put a unit on all the Dana White's Contender Series dogs this week? I did. Let's fucking go. I did. I won't be doing a live stream watch along for that one, Grimy, just because I'm going to be at the San Diego Padres game tonight with the lady. But I definitely put my units on all those underdogs. We're up 1.2, 1.3 units right now, I believe. So may it continue to rise, folks. May it continue to rise. Let's see here. Vincent said, somehow, some way, I feel like it'll get nixed. I agree. I completely agree. So let's jump into that. Dana White revealed the area that they're going to build for the White House. First question, did you see this interview? Did you watch this interview?
No, I've not gotten around to watching the interview.
No worries. I'll give you the gist of it.
Let's hear it. But I know the whole news about making a building in the White House. So
they're going to build a structure to house the fights. They're going to build an octagon on the lawn of the White House. The fighters are apparently going to make the walk after warming up from the Oval Office, which is insane. So they're going to walk from the Oval Office to the octagon and fight. Imagine a bunch of sweaty fighters warming up in the Oval Office. Like, is our country the craziest thing in the world right now?
They got the best cleaners over there in the Oval Office, man. Don't you worry. I would hope.
They
got the best cleaners out there.
So it should be interesting. I think it's going to house anywhere between 20 to 30,000. I think they're leaning towards 25,000 right now. But it's going to be a closed-off event, closed to the public, only open to family and friends of White House reps and things like that, which makes sense for security purposes. Yep. The Mall of America, which is like the large structure that goes around the White House in Washington, D.C., is going to be showing the event on every screen, which is going to be great for new traction for fighters or fight fans. My thing is this, and this is my biggest question to you. I don't care about the structuring of it. I don't care about the White House situation itself. Apparently, you'll be able to see the Lincoln Memorial in the backdrop of the octagon, which is fucking wild. But like scenically, it sounds like it's going to be great. My question to you is fight card wise, right? Like how many, like, and I say this, I have a fucking Captain America shield. So like there's no anti-America in me. All right. So I say this with all due respect. How many American superstars do we have in the UFC right now? Like you to put John Jones on there and Bo Nickel? Like what are you going to do? Michael Chandler?
You mentioning John Jones first is crazy.
Fuck off. You don't use that shit against me, bro. I'm doing my other show.
I am. Fuck off. I am. Bro, you open the door, I'm gonna walk right through it. You open the door, I'm walking right through it, bro. You putting John Jones first.
I did walk into that door. I felt like Rampage. I just punched a hole in it.
Especially when
here's your other shot, kid.
Thank you, sir. Paid in full. Thank you, sir. You mentioning John Jones first to me, especially when nobody's fucking with John Jones right now because of the situation with Tom Aspinall, right? Like with every MMA outlets, every opinion out there towards John Jones. Even the staunch John Jones fans, they were kind of surprised that Jones didn't, he didn't end up doing this fight, because at some point we all fuck with you know me and Cross. We fuck with JBJ like that, and we're like, yeah, he's gonna take the fight. He's just trying to do it on his own terms. Eventually, he's gonna do it. He's just trying to make him sweat. Eventually, he's gonna do it, and he just had us on this string, like, we thought it was gonna happen. And for you now to be thinking, how many superstars do you got? And John Jones is the first name that came out of your mouth. I'm thinking, boy, you better treat that brother with some respect, goddammit, because he's the best you got. He's the best you got to win against anybody that's coming to compete in the White House anywhere in the world. Unless it's Tom Aspinall, obviously. Does that fight happen in the White House? You brought his name up first. And I think if Tom is still active, that fight could very well happen. Jones will probably do it for free just because it's Trump. Fuck the 30 million. He'll probably do it for free just because it's happening in the White House. And in terms of like American stars, I mean, we're struggling.
Facts.
It's slim pickings. It's slim pickings, bro.
I mean, outside of John Jones, I would tell you our biggest star in America was probably Dustin Poirier. He retired. Like,
slim pickings.
It's slim pickings, man. And then next question for you and the chat. If you're in the chat right now, I want to hear your opinion on this. How upset would you be if the UFC White House card, the 4th of July card for the UFC, was headlined by no Americans? And I have two in mind, and I'll throw those two at you so that way we lessen the blow a little bit. Islam Makhachev comes back down to lightweight to defend his title or fight back for his title against Ilia Topuria at the White House card. Do you think that is a worthy headliner, and do you think that that's possibly blasphemous for the fact that there's no Americans on it?
It's not blasphemous, because UFC has turned into international sport. So it's not as much as I would like to maybe banter Americans about it. Like, it's no longer your sport no more. Like, this is now our sport. Like, we own it together. And seeing a headline like that, I think a lot of people will still watch it. It's a very intriguing matchup. It's one where certain amount of fans are saying this is going to happen because they love grappling. And if you don't like grappling, you want to see Ilia Topuria spark Islam the fuck out. And there's just that intriguing bit of question there. It's enough to get a whole bunch of people very, very interested in this fight. That's crazy. That's wild. And
the fact that Kayla Harrison is our only UFC champion in America, come on, that is wild.
And it rocks with our boy Ali Abdulaziz. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, baby. Inshallah.
Inshallah, brother.
Hey, Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison to headline or co-headline the card. Not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's again, those two are good friends, and it'll be nice. And I think that's one of the reasons why Amanda's come out of retirement for this, because they're such good friends, and they can break bread and make history and see where, attempt to make history and see where it takes them. But in terms of the Ilia and Islam fight, I think a lot of people wouldn't mind that, it's non-Americans headlining the fight. As long as there's plenty of Americans on the card, I think people will be fine with the headliner being non-American, especially if they're as good as Ilia and Islam, who both really are undefeated fighters. Like, there's so many questions, and I think the questions will supersede the actual non-American part of it. So I think people will be all right with it, man. I don't know. Actually saying that, it's weird to speak out for people like that, because maybe Americans won't be happy with it. You know, maybe you guys will be feeling slighted about it. Like, how comes we ain't got superstars to really go out there and headline the card? And if John Jones was to be the only other superstar that hasn't lost on his record, despite your Matt Hamill, you know, jibe earlier on, not you, Olin, but the brother in the chat, I forget, I think it was Grimy. Was it Grimy? Was it Grimy that said that? Yeah. Anyways, what if John Jones takes his first loss at the White House from Tom Aspinall? You cry for Americans. What? And who's to say Tom Aspinall won't whoop his ass? What if that happens? Because I know who he was picking when we thought that fight was going to happen. You're on mute, brother.
Can you not hear the sound clip?
We heard nothing.
Oh, what the fuck?
You were just doing a very, very good...
Tommy Espinal. Tommy Espinal. Na 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 na.
Now we hear it.
Yeah, Tommy Aspinall, I think, does beat John Jones, and that would be devastating for the U.S. population to witness at the White House. That's why I think we got to have Kayla Harrison on the co-main event against Amanda Nunes. That way, at least we possibly have a win to cushion that fatal blow at the end.
There's some good names in the chat. There's some good names in the chat, but unfortunately, we're talking about headliners.
If Gable Stevenson made his UFC debut at the White House, that'd be fire. Put him on the undercard, fire. Charles Woodson's fire. Colby Covington, need to see that guy fight again. Malcolm Wellmaker's another name that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Open the prelims with Doug Rose. Not mad at that. And then Jim Miller. Man, I know he's 0-2 against Jim Miller, but I'd almost love to see him re-sign Joe Lozon and have a 2026 Joe Lozon.
Just for the one-up fight. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah. Why not, bro?
Hey,
Jim Miller versus Joe Lozon?
Somebody said Energy Johnson. Why not?
Why the fuck not? That's the guy, bro. That's the guy.
Skull Gang Pirate Crew, bro. Come on, bro. Why not?
Let's go.
I fuck with it.
Does O'Malley have a fight booked? He's American and a draw? Facts, bro.
Why? Well, yeah.
I mean, O'Malley versus the loser of Sandhagen versus Merab. Why not?
I mean, if it's Merab, it's not. Why not?
It's not. I said it because it's not going to be Merab.
If it's Merab, it's not. Why not, bro? Like, there's every reason.
It's not going to be Merab, bud. Let's just say Sandhagen versus versus O'Malley. Come on, folks.
Yeah. I'll watch that.
Oh man, my bad. Try to get your American Olympics. Henry Cejudo. Let's go, bro. Why not? Henry Cejudo, Kayla Harrison. Dominic Reyes would be another fun one to put on the card, right? A good representation of America as well. Light heavyweight needs that push. If he wins this fight, why not? Slot him in there for a title shot.
Yeah.
Against the winner of Magomed versus Alex Pineda Part 2. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, man.
I don't love Dom's chances in that, but it'd be a fun fight. Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't love my guy's chances in that one. So right now we have a huge movie coming out as far as MMA goes, right? With the Smashing Machine.
Strickland definitely we should. Yeah.
Strickland for an American card. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, 100%.
Strickland versus Fluffy's a fun one. Or the loser. Fluffy pulled out of that fight. Why not? Strickland versus Fluffy. We don't know how long he's going to be out. So let's go with the recent release or current release of The Smashing Machine, the Mark Kerr biopic, right? The Rock is playing Mark Kerr, basically telling us his life story. It's already getting early Oscar talks for The Rock. It's going to be his first Oscar nod. Emily Blunt is already getting talks for female lead Oscar nod as well for this movie. So with all the buzz around this, I got to ask, I'd be remiss not to, if you could name a fighter off the top of your head that you would love to see a movie made about their life story, a biopic made about them, who would it be and why?
Yeah, this is a very easy one for me. It's Francis Ngannou. I mean, the shit that this brother's been through, you know, working in the mines over there in Cameroon, having to cross the desert and the sea to get over to Europe, to get over to Paris. And I know all about the French Channel over here in the UK. It's one of the biggest problems they got here. And he didn't just try it once. They caught him and sent him back, and then he did it again. Right? And then came over to, got to Paris, wanted to do boxing. He wanted to be a boxer in the first place. That was his dream. He didn't want to do no MMA. He only did MMA as a means to an end. He was homeless, and to go through every step of adversity that he went through to get to where he got to the point where, he had to relinquish his belt and walk away from the UFC after, delivering some of the, baddest knockouts that we ever seen, and then going into boxing and fighting some of the biggest names in boxing to earn the amount of money that he earned, and then the tragedy that befell him soon afterwards, how he picked himself up to come and face Ricardo Ferreira on that PFL Bellator card. And then what's recently happened again with the bike. I mean, this guy's life in a movie it's just a story that's just gonna keep giving and keep giving. And yeah, if there was one that I would really, really got to see everything play out on a movie set, it'll be Francis Ngannou's life story, bro.
That's a solid pick, man. Vincent UFC Lock said Francis hands down got to be the best. Amazing take. So you got people agreeing with you in the chat, and I see why. Vincent UFC Lock also said Jose Aldo. I got to tell you, if you've got Netflix and you haven't already seen it and you're a Jose Aldo fan, Mais Forte que o Mundo is the title of the movie. It's translated in English to Stronger Than the World. And it is the Jose Aldo biopic. It's already been made. It's very well done. Highly recommend checking that out. Do I think the actor looks exactly like Jose Aldo? No. I think they possibly could have done a little bit more searching and found a different actor. But I think they did a great job telling his story and a great job just kind of filming the biopic in general. For me, I think Francis Ngannou is hands down, as Vincent UFC Lock said, Francis hands down, got to be the best pick. Right? Like, coming from the mines of Cameroon is definitely a story to behold. One that might hit a little bit closer to home with your boy is, growing up at the trailer parks of Louisiana. And I know we've already seen a documentary to an extent of Dustin Poirier called Fightville. But I think Dustin Poirier's entire story, told in its fullness, in my opinion, one of, if not the best UFC fighter to ever fight inside the UFC octagon and not get undisputed UFC gold outside of the interim belt. I think it's one worth watching, man. I would definitely pay attention to that one. And I just feel like it'd be an inspiring story. And with that being said, that's it, folks. Those are the topics. Those are the ones we have prepared for you. I appreciate Olaf for being here. If you're not already, do us a huge favor. Go to the Fight Week Show official, aka TFWS official, on Twitter, Instagram, etc. YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And if you're not already, do the same for your boy at MMAnomaly. Anything you want to leave with the people before we call it a sign off here?
Yeah, before we call it a sign off, I got a question for you. Bro. And I got a question for the chat. If you were to recommend a MMA sort of series, not a movie, but series for new fan or somebody that's looking to get into MMA, what would it be? What would that series be? TV series.
That's a good one. That's actually a great question.
Help us out in the chat if you got one.
I actually have one off the top of my head. I have two. So one, if you're looking for live action, Kingdom is what it's called. One of the best MMA series I've ever seen in my entire life. Frank
Grillo, bro. I love Frank Grillo.
Brother, he's so fucking good. Like him and his sons all box. Like he's good. He's good. And then like, dude, if you don't like Nick Jonas, that's fine. If you don't like the Jonas Brothers, the dude's a great actor, and this show really showed his chops. The older brother, though, I mean, he stole the show. I think it's safe to say, right? Like, Jonathan Tucker as Jay Kulina is one of the best MMA portrayals you'll ever see on screen in a series. Like firing the gun, just like he's fucking crazy, bro. He's like Conor McGregor nowadays, but if he was prime Conor McGregor at the same time, he's literally the whole package. And like Joe Mama Stevenson helped write the series, struggled with addiction throughout his entire life. He signed off on every episode. He actually trained Nick Jonas for the series. They originally wrote the series with Nick Jonas's character being a striker, and he was terrible at striking, but he took to grappling very quickly. So they rewrote the entire first season and made his character a grappler. And they're like, cool, this is way more believable because your strikes just don't look right.
I definitely check that one
on screen.
That's one I ain't seen yet.
So like I love seeing that kind of stuff, man. And like the fact that Frank Grillo plays the dad, like it's just it's perfect MMA storytelling, in my opinion. So definitely check that out. And then if you're an anime person at all, man, the average anime fan would tell you Baki the Grappler. You got to check it out. Like I would tell you that Baki the Grappler is like watching the anime with the training wheels. And I know you're going to come at me in the chat right now. That's fine. But respectfully, I am saying with all due respect, Kangen Ashura. If you haven't watched it, check it out. I got Leroy watching it. They go through like a different fighter every episode or a different bout every episode, and each fighter has a different like fight style. There's like a backstory to why they learned that fight style. It's very cool. It has a lot of actual MMA practice into it, and I would tell you, as far as anime goes, probably some of the best animated fight scenes I've seen in the last like 10 or 20 years. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And then I'm going to pass it right back to you, man. As far as MMA series go, if your friend is like, hey, I just got into UFC or I just got into MMA, I want to watch a TV show about this, what would you recommend outside of The Ultimate Fighter?
I mean, it's the same one that I was gonna go with, which is why I mentioned Frank Grillo earlier on. And Kingdom is just special, man. Every scene, the characters and gym culture, rules, and you just learn so much about the sport just in that series, man. And yeah, that's the one I had in mind. And it's if you're a new MMA fan and you're looking for something to occupy your time while you learn about the sport, yeah, Kingdom is definitely one of the ones to go and check out. And the chat did have some suggestions before we get out of here.
Dana White's Contender Series is one that came up a couple times. I mean, definitely makes a lot of sense, right? Dana White's Contender Series, if you want to get into fights, it's literally a show about fights and the fighters competing in it. And then also we got Crossover in the chat, folks.
Big up Crossover.
Fellas? What's up, Cross?
Fraud,
how you doing,
bold.
How you doing, big guy?
Bold fraud, God damn it.
Bold fraud, God damn it. Oh, man. There we go. Now you should hear the soundtrack here. Or the laugh track, yeah? Okay, all right, now we're cooking with fire here. Folks, look, continue leaving your suggestions in the chat. And if we wrap up the show, let us know in the post-show comments. What is your favorite MMA show of all time? And if you're not already locked and loaded, make sure you go on over to Crossover MMA's channel. You can see it right here at Crossover MMA. He does a Dana White's Contender Series watch along every Tuesday. We usually do on our channel, but we're not going to this week. Like I said before, I will be at a San Diego Padres baseball game with the significant other. So make sure you tune into his stream at Crossover MMA. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. You know the fucking drill, kids. And again, let us know in the comments after we wrap the show. What is your favorite MMA show of all time? And if you don't have a favorite MMA show of all time, that's fine too. Just let us know simply, have you watched the show Kingdom? And do you plan on watching it? After our recommendation of, just even if you just watch it for Frank Grillo, like that guy's world class actor.
He's something else.
He is something else. He's currently in Peacemaker season 2. Another fantastic show. Can't recommend it enough. Probably my favorite comic book TV show of all time. And as a guy with multiple comic book tattoos, I feel like that carries at least a little bit of weight. So with that being said, folks, again, we thank Olaf for being on the show and providing not only great feedback and insights, but also some great questions on his end. Make sure if you're not already, you go on over to the Fight Week Show official at TFWS official on all platforms and like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. That way you know when they're live. They support us. We support them. It's the homie system, folks. Let's fucking go. You see it at the bottom of the screen. You see it on 2 areas of the bottom of the screen at the current moment. And if you're not already, at MMAnomaly, like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. Leave some comments on the recent videos. We appreciate it. It means the world to us. It helps us with the almighty algorithm. And if you do none of the things I've just asked you to do for the last minute or 2, that's fine too. As long as you do these last 2. We ask that you keep on going, and we ask that you keep on growing. And we really, truly hope that we see you next time.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.